sped it up. I didn't like the takes I did on it yesterday. I didn't have time to do it. So I was like, fuck it, chipmunk it.
It's hard to recapture the magic, right? That's the one that we've learned about Star Wars.
Hey.
It's hard. Once you have the you had the magic with the Andor, and now you're like trying to
relive it,
relive it, copy and paste into a new series. Did that work out? How's that work out? You got to edit it, right? You got to take more effort.
I figured this one had Baby Yoda in it, so probably
the last one you probably didn't even try, and now you have to try twice as hard to get back to when you didn't try, right? Like as an artist, I struggle with this all the time. Like sometimes you do something one off, and then like that's the thing we want. You're like, I don't know how I did that, you know. And then you're trying to make more of it. You're like, fuck, I got to make 25 of these fucking things now.
I was in the zone.
Doing the one.
I was in the zone.
That's what I'm saying. When I say not try, I don't mean effort. I just mean like it was more natural, like right. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's what we experience often with Star Wars TV shows. You know, they hit a high, and then you're like, all right, and then you're like, can we get it back? We get it back, right? We got everyone back. It should, George experienced that from time to time. Got the whole crew back, and then you're like, I don't know, why is it not working?
In the bedroom sometimes too. You're like, man, how did I do that? And you're like, I can't do that again. I don't know. I was in the zone. The auto zone.
I like Pet Boys. I'm a Pet Boys.
Pet Boys, man.
Minnie, Will, and Jack.
Yeah. So Rob was a responsible adult. He said he didn't stay up all night last night. And me and James, we did a little recap review last night. But I wanted to hear what were Rob's thoughts. Rob, do you want to just spaghetti it out everywhere, or do you want to go like?
No, let's go straight through. I mean, they want to hear. Most
do you want to go in order? Is what I'm saying, or do you want to just hit the things that are important to you randomly?
We can go in order. That's fine.
All right. So that opening, we got a bunch of hippies out at like a Burning Man festival. They brought the kids at this one.
Kenobi Cave.
One Kenobi Cave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kenobi Cave in Florida, Space Florida.
Yeah, they're out there in Lake Havasu. They're having a barbecue.
We should edit a little fake England Bridge, the London Bridge, right? The London Bridge, right? Yeah. In that scene, just to make it full Havasu. Like,
where was the one attention-seeking Instagram model in the bikini with just the Mando helmet on? You know, where was she of all days?
I have family from Lake Havasu. Every time I go there, like when you said that, I'm like, oh, you're right. I know it very well. I was almost born in Lake Havasu, so like I know it very well. Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to, be able to wear your helmet again, you have to go back to Lake Havasu. And
it is weird, man. Like it's a cool scene that has some interesting edits. Like at one point, she has this little helmet that she puts on this kid with giant hair. And then his hair's sticking out of the back. He's got like 80s mullet.
Hair! Come on!
He's got 80. Right, they should cut his hair. You're never gonna take this off. I'm like, it barely fits now. It's coming off one way or the other. And then later on in the shot, the hair's gone and it fits perfectly. It's hilarious how that continuity just like the visual effects in this scene with the Space Gator are great. Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting difference between they went from initially in the concept art at the end of this episode, you could see they were using like a snapping turtle face, and then they went with the gator face. I guess killing a turtle seems more meaner than killing gators, but all this lined up with the concept art pretty nicely. The helmet she makes is, I don't know, man. It's so clean and perfect, and it doesn't fit the kid's head very well. I just contrast it. Like, would these Mando kids be able to take?
She's not a tailor. Planet? She just makes the helmet, and then you have to deal with it.
What planet was Andor from? When we go to the first episode of Andor, what planet is that? The polluted planet that they're all living on when he's in the Neverland tribe and shit.
Canary.
Okay, I can never remember these names.
Canards.
Rolls Canardly.
Is it Canary? Is it Canary? Is that what it was?
So many similar names now. I'm having a real hard time keeping track of it. But I wonder.
Oxnard. Is Oxnard, California?
It's Oxnard, California. Okay, they're in La Mesa, so it's La Mesa, and I was like, could this kid in the water take any of the kids in Andor's tribe? I don't know. He's got a little bit of a. I'm not making fun of the list, but he's a little. I don't know if he could take a goonie. Like, guys.
That was the Tuscan kid from Boba. That's the same guy, same little boy.
Yeah, there's something I didn't really feel about that. So other than that, man, the visual effects are dope. I don't know, like, I guess they don't know that they planted their hideout next to a gator infested water. So like that was
Well, I mean, what you do is if you are a culture on the brink of destruction,
right,
and every child matters, what you do is when the gator attacks, you say the sky, and you all fly up, leaving the children without jetpacks. That's rule one.
Well, first you make him get in the gator infested water. Remember the movie Toy when the pond was filled with piranhas, and Richard Pryor went in there.
Oh, okay. The Toy?
Not Toys with Robin Williams and
not
Joan
the Robin.
Cusack.
That movie
no,
sucked.
Yeah, my mom thought that was Toy Story. She bought it and she's watching the movie, and I just let her go through the whole film before I told her it's not Toy Story. But
that's fair.
But no, the Toy with Richard Pryor. There's a scene where he gets in this pond that's supposed to be filled with like piranha, and then it starts to bubble around him, right? And then he gets up out the water and does the like spinning, running on top of water and stuff, or he's running out the water, and like his shirt's cut in little holes, but his skin isn't.
It's all like
yeah. I'm like very close, but I mean, like, hey, look, Mando's bit it, like it ate one of them Mandos. It does make you think, like, man, they can't even take out a gator, right? Like
well,
like they're on hard times, man. These cats used to fight wars against Jedi and the High Republic.
I've been asked like a few times on Twitter today. Is that what you thought was the mythosaur?
No.
You think I'm fucking stupid, guys? You guys think I'm fucking
stupid?
You guys think do you think this stupid face doesn't know the difference between a gator armadillo and a mythosaur?
So the visual effect on the gator's cool. It's just like, I'm like, all right, they picked the wrong spot to hold a ceremony.
Yeah.
And then luckily Mando was there to save him, but it's fine.
That was a great opening though, when he flies in and he lands and he's just like,
well, you're right. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he gives him that look. I also like that he blew him up. Remember when they blew up a whale in the 70s? You can find that footage on YouTube. 1978, blow up a whale. I'm like, they had to have watched the whale video, right? Because there's like that when they cut to them and there's just guts everywhere. I just wanted one piece to hit Favreau's, the big fat dude, the big bulky man, you know, the Gatling. Just hit him, or just have him. Yeah, that would have been funny.
Paz Vizsla.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Good. It was a good opening. Like I said, if you follow this channel, you know that we always dealt with spoilers and shit. And when you know what we've talked about is coming, then you can see how that right there is setting it up where you think like the gator was a big thing, but it ain't shit. Like when you get down to it, like it's a bit it's like it's relative, right? So I think it's good. I think it's actually smart for the narrative how they what they did there in terms of just the action, like the little thing. You're like, oh wow, that was cool, monster fight, but that's fucking.
I just want him to go. I told you not to hold the ceremony in Gator, in Gator Bay. What are you doing?
Right.
You never listen to me. She's like, I know. I like how this is crazy. So like, they just put the helmets on, Mandos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the helmets never fall off, no matter like how they're being hit or not. They don't have like a suction thing. Or they got a thunk.
Can I give a pet peeve?
They need a sound design where, like, when it goes on them, you hear a thunk or like a ceiling of some kind.
No, it's there. It's there, and it shouldn't be. They did the when they put the helmet on, the Darth Vader.
Yeah, but it's not very evident.
It's the same one that Darth Vader has from Revenge of the Sith.
It shouldn't be that, but
it's like. Are they supposed to be able to breathe in space? That's supposed to be airtight because I don't get that. I mean, he's going like this, and he's drinking soup and shit like in the previous one. So I'm like, I disagree with the sound design on that little moment.
but it wasn't clear to me, and I listened with headphones, so I know you heard it, but it was like,
Yeah,
all right.
it's loud. It's up in the mix.
All right.
It's up in
Sometimes
the
it's hard. It's hard to tell how we hear sound. You know, everyone has a
yeah.
different system, so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it was pretty. It was like I said. It's the I recognize the sound because it's like from an iconic moment in the saga. So when you reuse the sound, it pops out to me right away. It's like that same little noise, and but I was just like, there's no like they're not supposed to be able to breathe in this, are they? Like, can they?
Right.
When they're sword fighting.
But they should have shaved his head in the water. Hence, why be in water? I mean, I get the whole bathing thing, like they're in the water, but shave his head, so and then put the thing on it and thunk, But when it's sticking all out, he's got like the Joe Dirt mullet. Like, I was funny this morning. Coincidentally, YouTube likes to, it shows you things, and lately for some reason, I don't know why, it's been showing me like people going to fast food restaurants in the 80s. It must hear what we talk about. Right? I'm like, this is great. I never typed to look this stuff in, but I'm like, all right, fine, you got me. It said McDonald's 89, right? And there's this kid who's got like, I mean, he's from 1989. He's got the yellow mullet, he's got like the hair and the MacGyver hair, and his little brother's got MacGyver hair. They all got MacGyver hairs. They're wearing Bad to the Bone shirts and shit, I'm just like, and then I watch this episode, I'm like, yeah, that's him. Until the kid starts talking, and I'm like, he'd get punched in the face. You need to be a little bit more feral, I think. A little bit more like, remember the boy in 300 when he's gonna fight the wolf? A little bit more I saw
that movie once. I hated that movie. Everybody was so about it.
I know you did, but a little bit more. But they're going for Spartans here. That's what they're going for. So
yeah.
If you're going for Spartans, a little bit more Spartan and a little less Book of Boba Fett. That would be my advice. So. But so yeah, overall, man, it's a cool scene. I just like I said, it's just like you just have to go, okay, it's space adventure.
Yeah.
Gator's attacking. Cool. Good visual effects on that. That Gator looked great though. Like,
it's a good Gator. It was a good Gator.
Yeah.
Seth Nico says, I have a theory that kid is Paz Vizsla's son. And that's like a rumor that's going around Reddit. I didn't bother to verify it because it's already out. So it's like, what do you do with that at that point? But there's a rumor that that's Paz Vizsla's son, and that Grogu's going to fight him later on, like in the season. I don't know. That's not from me. That's from Reddit. So, but yeah, but it was, it was a good opener. I was happy with it.
Did Rick Famuyiwa, did he do the episode with the mud pit, right?
I believe, yeah.
Maybe a big monster and a wet. Yeah, I feel like we're retreading like sequences a little bit.
No. Season 1 opens up with fighting a monster on the ice planet. Season 2 opens up with fighting the Crate Dragon, and Season 3 opens with fighting Gator sharks. I don't know what you call it.
Bayou Billy.
Yeah. So he goes to the armorer. The armorer takes a long time to answer. He's like, I don't really know what he was thinking. Like, he goes back there. She's like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I already told you before.
Let me just say that I do want to give mad props to this episode. Starting the episode with the sound design and not making us listen to that like that fucking thing. I can't stand. We still have we see it, but they don't play the stupid music.
Oh,
right. They play their own. They do their own sound effects and stuff over it. You can hear like the forging.
Next week it'll be back.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh man, I can't stand that. I really hate that fucking thing. I hate it. It's like when you can't. When you can't get the licensed music and you bought something, YouTube won't demonetize you for.
It should be like the music from like HBO in the 80s when a movie would like go to. It should be something like, you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, let's fucking watch a movie.
Especially if they're all got mullets and I just can't believe when they cut back to the kid at the end of that sequence, he no longer had the mullet. Like, I'm like, come on, like maybe if it's a pickup, you got to stick a rag under there. You got a little consistency.
It pushes you through not through your period. It pushes you
puberty
through puberty,
yes.
And your hair grows in your head, and then your pubes come out, and you're a man now.
What if when they do the helmet sucking sound, it also sucks up the mullet? Thunk.
Oh, it is pressurized.
Yeah, it's pressurized, you know?
Oh, there we go.
All right, good to go.
Like static electricity or something, you know? Some tech you don't understand yet, but your kids are going to love it. Yeah. So then what happens? What, we go to fucking Navarro, right?
Well, the cave sequence was pretty. I'll say this, man. Like when he says, "I'll go," and then I'll be all right. I'll clear my name. I'll prove I bathe in the waters. Which I'm like, you gonna video that or something? Like you're gonna like your selfie stick. I'm in the tub. I'm waiting. I don't know, but like that's the sarcastic side of me, right?
little plug for tomorrow. Me and Bespin Bolton need to have a meeting, which just means we go on Fortnite and have our meeting, and we're gonna do it. And I'll tell you tomorrow. And Bespin Bolton is helping us out with this, so tomorrow we'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay. I told Jason I don't want to know, so we'll wait till tomorrow. But
well, we still have to verify a few things before we start blabbing.
But I did like when he was like, "So I'll go clear my name and we'll all be good, right?" And I like her pause.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Is the way." Huh?
Yeah, the way.
I don't think like I'm almost like this is one of those things where you're staring at a helmet trying to figure things out. But I'm like, I almost like where. I don't want you to clear your name. I like being able to ban motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I like being I don't like this whole we can take our helmets off and then get away with it shit. I don't know. There's something there, I think, but I maybe just be reading into that. So.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely, you know, there was some intention there there was apprehension of some kind.
Yeah, right? And I like it. I thought that was done really well.
Yeah. She's like, I hang out with this really big old fat ass Mando, who probably has a kid now, Paz Vizsla. He doesn't take his helmet off. Why should I want to hang out with you? You know, and his feet swell up. So
how does he find the clitoris with that helmet on?
I'm going to be honest with you right now, Mando. A gator just tried to eat his son, and he left the helmet on the whole time.
All right.
So, you know, maybe you should rethink, you know, if this is the right line of work for you. Because, you know, your kid was going to go to Jedi camp for a year, it turned out, and you had to take your mask off and look at him with your own little fucking face. I don't think he's right for it. I don't think he fits. But yeah, so
and then we go to Navarro.
Navarro. It's named after the worst red hot chili pepper.
Flea?
Navarro. No, Flea's the best red hot chili pepper. What are you talking about?
Needles,
yeah. Come on, McFly. Yeah,
it's the worst part of those two films.
No, no.
He's not even in the same movie.
I will not tolerate Back to the Future hate on Rob's day of reviewing Mandalorian 3.
I'm glad he's not in the first one. I'm so glad.
You know what? Special edition. George Lucas can make it happen. Robbie Z. I got an idea.
Nothing special about that edition.
But yeah, so we go back to old Navarro, and it's now a port town. You know, it's a port town now. It's got a statue. The statue of IG-11's been there.
The Walt Disney statue.
Yeah, but it's been there actually. It was there last season, but it's still there. And town's all built up now. You know, the roads are getting a little bit more paved than it used to be. And actually, one thing I kind of noticed is I'm pretty sure when they were filming, when they built this place for it, I'm pretty sure that there was a lot more of that tile, that black tile from the first years. So I think either they changed it at some point and decided let's pave it all, or they digitally did it. Just a little side note, you know, it's in the concept art. It's all white.
I gotta deal with this for a second. Back to the Future 3 is not the best. I know you want to think it's better than Back to the Future 2.
No,
but it's still just as bad.
Wrong.
And here's fundamentally the reason why. Why the hell would Marty McFly's ancestor be married to a copy of his mom when his mom came from a different family. Like, I guess it's the weirdest fuck. That means
Because
the whole
they're
family's in
inbred.
such. It's yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's fucking ridiculous. Elizabeth Shue should have been playing. I don't want to get into it.
In small town Hill Valley. Come on,
It's fucking
small
dumb.
town Hill Valley.
It's just so stupid. Sorry.
I don't know. I kind of think if you're going there, I think on that front, overthinking the comedy a little bit.
Man, I'm not overthinking it. I'm being kind. Like it's gonna get way meaner.
I don't know.
And I watch these movies often. It's not like I put them in. I'm like, I'll just sit through this while I'm drawing again. Like, wasted opportunities.
But
yeah. So all the compositing here looked really great. Like all of the compositing. I mean, I was looking for seams and really, really good. Especially like when you see griefs, like when you got the, the area where you were checking out was it? You got El Segundo,
yeah,
right? And then they kind of
Quarter.
pan up, and that composite between the matte sky and the extensions and stuff is really good. Like,
compared
really,
to Book of Boba Fett, fantastic, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's night and day.
yeah, night and no offense, man. Like, I am not a fan of like fan films, right? But like, I was looking at a few and they weren't good. Like YouTube today was like, hey, you're gonna watch Mando. Here's some fan films coming out, and I'm like, Kenobi looks very similar. Not in a good way to fan films, like I don't know which has come up or gone down, but this looks fantastic. The compositing, the Navarro stuff,
yeah, much better.
Especially for the time of day they're using. This kind of like harsh light, that sort of 10:30 a.m., 11 a.m. light. It's not easy to capture well on screen. It can make things look really flat. So they did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, and it felt more lived in than stuff than when we've seen it in the past. I feel like it was an upgrade, and it felt like the amount of aliens and robots and stuff that we see going through. My only complaint is it looked like they James brought it up to me and I looked for it, and it looks like they just straight up put the R5D4 droid there because they had it. And
they do that all the time.
Yeah, and it's like it should have been a drastic repaint if they were going to do that,
Right.
Kind of stuff.
Well, at least it's not the Boston Dynamics droid. So
fair enough. And
I do like when we get to see the eggshell colored 3PO, that one from like Empire. It always looks weird to me. Like an all white 3PO always looks weird to me. So the band I did not like.
Did you think before we move on too far into Navarro, did you think the opening was a flashback? I did when I saw it. I thought that was young Din, like getting like you know what I mean, getting the helmet on for the first time at first until he showed up and shot the shit out of that stuff. I was like, oh,
they all sort of vaguely look like takes on Daniel Logan, right? These like younger kids, right? Not just Din, and this kid, but even Andor. I don't know. There's something about give a kid long feral hair. I might give kid 80s hair. Give kids in Star Wars the hair from Stranger Things, the bowl haircut he still has when he's 15. Like come on. Come on. Give us some embarrassing. There's a more embarrassing hair types than just that.
Yeah.
We all had embarrassing hair, Jason.
Well, I had a flat top. So
yeah, I can see that. I like it.
It's but so we move into
love this.
The IG. I think that was Phil Tippett stop motion on the
love this
Terminator sequence.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it.
I love creepy physical like when I say physical, I mean actual prop robots that claw and try to get at you and shit. Like I saw the Terminator in 1985. I've told the story many times, but in LA when they were hunting the Night Stalker, the Richard Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I watch it on videotape, just it's seared in my brain.
Yeah.
Very special place. And so anytime we get to this, I was like, I should have been the grief ship. Like, I fucking told you not to mess with that robot. You should have, like a good friend would always yell at how, I told you while the robot's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do like that Grief was like, just shoot the fucking robot.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Statue falls on it.
It is a little like, it is a little weird that we're dealing with the Grogu who can like move things with the Force and doesn't do anything right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have been cool to see him try to do something, but it didn't work, or I don't know. It went worse. Like it threw the droid into fucking Mando's face, and it got like he made it worse or something. Would have been an opportunity.
When he's in the office, he's spinning the chair around. He's
stealing Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Terminator's Pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe the Terminator. Maybe IG-88 just wanted Reese's Pieces.
Oh.
Like, he was actually reaching for the bowl of the Reese's Pieces. And I'm never not gonna call it that now. Like, so yeah, this was great. I love this.
Yeah.
I don't like the line, "Way to use your head" or whatever.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah. It's not. I like the cheesy lines.
This is such a drag.
The timing of it was a little. I don't know.
Yeah, I was happy about it. It's so dumb.
I love so dumb shit. The timing was a little off.
Yeah.
It felt like, when Arnold Schwarzenegger tries to do corny James Cameron lines in other movies, and you're like, the timing ain't there. Like, Cameron knows how to control the timing on that corny shit, and Arnold doesn't. So.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, we were talking last night, and I was kind of like, when they blew, like I said, I'll go with it because it's fun. But when they blew up IG-11 in that first season, there was nothing left.
There's nothing left.
There was absolutely nothing left.
We saw the scene. Like, they didn't. It's not like they made us remember. They showed it to us like before the episode started. Like
when I got the scoop about what was going to go on before I got it verified, like when I got like the first source on it, I went back and looked at the scene, and I was like, I don't fucking see how this story actually like makes sense.
Well, here's something that I'm noticing as an artist, right? Like, and I'm not going to make a mountain out of a molehill here.
Yeah.
But things do stack up as we go along. So we'll see if they continue to stack up. But there seems to be a lot of like Favreau rewriting of things going on lately. Like no, there was parts left, not much of them. Like, no, nothing was fucking. We all watched it. There's nothing left in the imagination. The dude blew the fuck up, and killed everyone else with a part. Come on. And then now he's like, oh yeah, Grogu was away for like up to 2 years. I mean, up to 2 weeks maybe, but you're out your fucking mind if it was even like 6 months. Like, this
did
is
you
not.
See the video I tweeted out? I tweeted out a video, and it's Favreau being asked by Variety. It's from Variety,
right.
And Favreau's response is equally mush-mouthed that got us in this very predicament in the first place. But what he's basically saying is shit is essentially real time. So Mando season 2 ends. It's about a year, little less than a year before we get to Book of Boba Fett, where he gets picked up again. And then now we're like about over a year out from Book of Boba Fett. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like,
but it doesn't feel that way when you watch them. And I'm gonna give look. You know how much I love Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. You know what somebody said, Rob? That I think you're gonna like.
Somebody, I think it was a tweet. Was it a tweet? I can't remember where I saw this. I apologize to whoever came up with it because it's funny. Somebody said, you're telling me the guy in all Beskar armor has been taking public transportation for a year?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't buy it. And this is one of those things, man, where when I see people start to go down this path, it's because they've made mistakes they don't have answers for, so they're trying to rewrite shit. And look, he's been doing it since sort of day one, just to the point where I don't kind of care. Like when he goes, it's really about Paper Moon. No, motherfucker, this show's Lone Wolf and Cub. Don't fucking pretend, because you're all getting like, oh, I'm a cinematic artiste. I know what Paper Moon is. It's Lone Wolf and Cub.
He's in that tour.
The scene where literally Grogu has to choose between lightsaber and whatever comes from Lone Wolf. That's a scene in Lone Wolf and Cub. Like, just fucking stop trying to act like it's something that we all know it's not. And this is continuing. to like an absurd degree. And I'll point this out. Like I said, I love Breaking Bad. I love Better Call Saul. But I remember when Breaking Bad was over, Vince Gilligan was doing an interview about how long the series had taken place. He's like, yeah, this whole series, all Breaking Bad seasons 1 through whatever, 4 or 5. Yeah, it's like 2 years. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's 2 years. Like 4, maybe that's a lot for 4 years, but it's like 5 or 7. 2 years? What, was he gone for his wife for like 6 weeks in the? That's so fucking. Well, it's too much shit for 2 years, man. Like come on.
I mean, that's for me. Like, good stories are just kind of out of time. I don't
right. Don't bring it up.
Yeah, I don't like any explanation for how long Luke is at Yoda's fucking house on Dagobah. There is no good answer to it, and because it's just irrelevant to the fairy tale. That's
it only matters when like there's a ticking time bomb or a place they got to get to, and otherwise just stay out of it, because if you've ever written a story, if you try to timeline like a series of events, nothing ever works. You're going to spend forever trying to make it line up. But the story just needs to go where the story needs to go. So when they start to go down this path, I just feel like you just shut up,
just
dude.
Shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck up. Like, this doesn't help. Now we're all talking about stupid shit.
He's gonna be like, oh, wait, I wasn't clear. I'm sorry. I meant standard Mando rotations.
Right. So like you're telling me this dude spent a whole year to find these cats on Gator Island, right? Only to have the same conversation he had with her the last time. Not like, hey, remember last time we talked? I found a way. Turns out the minds are true. It's just weird when they put in the exposition in the show, but also show you the previously stuff too that said all the stuff that we're seeing. So it's like either put that shit in the previously thing and you can skip it or not, whatever. But you don't need to repeat it in the series too, because it's just like we're watching the same dialogue and same bits twice, like it's
yeah. You know how the last couple of weeks I've been like, well, if you believe the Disney stats, more people saw the end of Book of Boba Fett than the finale of Mando 2. So therefore it's not really an issue, right? I've been saying that. This morning, I wake Penny up. I'm like, Penny, you gonna watch Mandalorian? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, you need to go get dressed now, so that way you got your 37 minutes before we have to go. She's like, okay. So she goes and she gets ready. We sit down. We're like,
do you have a big clock with 37 minutes? You just hit the timer. There's a timer.
Pretty much. I mean, that's we gotta go at a certain moment.
We gotta go,
or you'll be late. And we go. We start it. She goes, wait, he's back with the Mando? And I'm like, my family.
Your own family. Your own family.
But her brother was like,
they're not stupid.
Her brother was disappointed.
Right. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
Yeah. But so there's like, it is a thing, Revenge Guy just watched Bad Batch. I watched it. Everybody's really happy with it. I'm neutral. I don't care. Honestly,
I don't care. I don't want to watch the show. So good for you. I'm glad for you. Like, do you believe anyone when they say they're glad for you? No, I'm glad for you.
No, I am.
Like,
I mean,
like Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
I'm glad for you.
I will say, Rob, we usually, like, your criticism of past endeavors has been the concept art looks better than what we got on screen. I do think in this particular shot, this concept art actually looks better than what we got on screen.
Yeah, this was going to be the one I brought up. A lot of the concept art matches, but this looks way better than... And this is really... Like, it's just a matter of physics.
And if you're listening as a podcast, we're talking about the workshop where IG-11 is assessed.
The only way for you to get that shot, the way it exists in the concept art, is to build... basically 2 scale sets and do forced perspective of some kind, or compositing, and they did it all in one set for economical reasons, obviously, so because that scale, that's something in artwork you can do, but in look how big he is, like he's in real life it doesn't work that way. So
but thankfully it's one of my favorite moments they've ever done in one of these shows, Grogu and the and the Babu Frickers, the puppet on puppet
Oh yeah, it was all great. Puppet on puppet,
interaction.
and the grief telling them obvious shit at the end was great,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He says, and he's like, "I know, man."
I freaking. And that's the thing that I felt was missing from Book of Boba Fett a lot of the times, right? Like we got it somewhat when Boba was with like the Tusken Raiders, like the sense of friendship, like fucking with one another a little bit,
and like the comedy of that, of the strangeness of the interactions between Boba and those guys, and this scenario here. James brought up last night for a second. He was like, it was kind of weird that they like didn't really do a better job with IG-11 from the start. But I was like, I think it actually makes sense in the scene because these guys are like, nah, man, he can't be fixed. They keep saying it like he's broken. He's broken. It's not worth it. Like, your car's totaled, bro. Just get a new car. Like, that's what they're saying. So I actually thought that kind of made sense that they would put him up as a statue instead of trying to repair him right then, considering. But, and I also, my take or my feeling was, this feels like if they had made Star Wars in 86 and people from Fraggle Rock came aboard Return of the Jedi Part 2.
Yeah, they're doozers.
Yeah.
Every time I see them, like, they're fucking furry doozers. Like, but not in a bad way. Like, I like them.
No.
Oh, cutter pin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and then it was ridiculous that Din is in there sitting down, but also it's pretty
How do you
funny.
even get in? Like, I don't...
It's...
It was his ass. His ass had to be sticking out of that hole.
I'm thinking there was like a weird scene where they grease him up with Crisco and push him in.
Well, he can't take the helmet off, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He can't.
Like, you could do a whole Marvel comic of just him trying to get in there. And, like, Grief was like, you don't have to, I gotta be there. I gotta be in with them.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. I mean, if I were Din, I would probably be walking around with that helmet off. I'd probably, maybe make out with some people while I can. You know what I mean? Like, just to see what you can, do without a helmet for a while.
I mean, right now he's already in trouble, so may as well.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't gone back to Lake Minnetonka, so he can just walk around with his helmet out all day. Like, the
problem is we'd all see John Wayne's grandkid. And
you know what? I wanted. I think I was watching some interviews with Pedro Pascal, and he was actually giving pretty good credit to the other two men who are in the suit a lot of times. I thought that was nice because there was a couple of years where I was saying he's not really in the suit, you guys, and people were like, "Fuck you, Pedro's my daddy, and he's in the suit." And I'm like, "Okay, don't hit me, leave me alone."
The shit you got to deal with on this show, man. I just
fucking people,
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
A headache sometimes.
Star Wars fans are psychotic. Sorry.
Not Mumbo Jimbo though. He's all naked, just helmet.
He should have this samurai underwear though. You know what I mean? The wrap, right? Yeah. And he's got like in his crotch area, it's the mythosaur skull. On his underwear. He's got underoos he's got underoos. Like Japanese.
I think it should just be like that. That metal mythosaur like helmet wall decoration that the armorer had.
Right.
I think he just had that over his junk with like a little with a little Beskar chain belt that keeps it in place.
Oh man. Yeah. I've been drawing. I can't say I've been drawing. But if you know what I've been drawing there,
I know
that has that. Yeah, that has that if you look. It's funny. I'm like, I know that design well. All right.
So yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna get to where this show isn't an A for me. I don't like rating episodes. I don't. So I'm not going to rate. I don't like rating episodes. I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
I suspect these fuckers are coming back. So this reeks of what Kenner pitched to George Lucas after Return of the Jedi to me. This looks like, we got all these extra designs lying around in plastic. We could put them all together. We're going to give them lots of ships on this one, but it's filled with these generic fucking aliens that look stupid. I really don't like the Nikto design. Are these Niktos? What are they?
Okay. Well, actually, the Nikto pirates that they meet on the planet, you don't like how he looks?
Whatever the flea looking dude is, I don't like. too much. I don't know what it is.
Wait, are we talking about the pirate, like the Pirate King? Like,
yeah, the Pirate King.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Though you talk about there's the Pirate King, Davy Jones, Moss Man, right? I don't like that at all.
Okay.
The other stuff, the makeup work is good. The performances are corny. That's what I would say. But the Pirate King, he looks like a cross between like an Ent, and like Chet from when he becomes a goblin creature, the fart goblin in Weird Science.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't like it. Like everything you're saying, I'm like,
I'll tell you why. It doesn't have Bill Paxton voicing the motherfucking. The voices are. I don't like the voices they use.
They
are
killed
these like
him. They killed the Illuminati killed him, so we don't have Bill Paxton.
The voice work isn't great. It's I don't know, man. Like it should be alien voices. I'm tired of this.
I do prefer that. I do prefer that as well. But like I said, like I texted during the episode Bespin, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's So the Pirate from Skeleton Crew," and he's like, "And I bet you that's the school." And I'm like, "I bet you it is."
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
And I'm all, "I bet you it is." And we're like, "We bet you."
If this is what we got to deal with in Skeleton Crew, man, I'm telling you, I'm getting worried.
Well, I mean, I think back to the Amblin thing, and I could definitely see the explorers going up against that pirate.
Yeah, but the problem with the explorers is when they meet the aliens. We can all agree on this. Like once they meet them aliens, is not good.
They play the saxophone.
I made a Rolls Canardly joke, Jason, just because of that. Like, roll back the episode.
I mean, I am a fan of how that guy looks. I think he reminds me of somewhere between the Marvel comics and a Jabba the Hutt type thing. And obviously, people are going to see the Davy Jones vibe.
That's what they're going for, Davy Jones. That's what
I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good personally, and I do think that he could be an appropriate looking villain for an Amblin show. I could see it working. Like
not with that voice. Like you need.
I don't know.
The voice work is horrible, man. Like this is something that we've just been dealing with since the Phantom Menace. Like say what you want. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Return of the Jedi.
In Phantom Menace, they spoke a lot of like they weren't speaking English all the time though. Like Sebulba's not talking English. He's not speaking English. You know what I mean?
Right, but all the Gungans are, and the Nemoidians are, and a lot of them.
Yeah,
are.
but
Sebulba was the best sounding
to
one.
make it a really racist Asian stereotype, and he couldn't do that if they spoke Japanese because then it would be too obvious. I don't know, but
no, Jason, I actually based their accents on Paper Moon. That's,
yeah, okay,
yeah. I did it first.
I don't get it, George, but you did it first.
All right.
You did it for your creator, George. Whatever, bro.
So, and plus, how do I say this, man? I get pirates are like a ragtag group of desperate whatever cobbled together, but there's just, design-wise, I'm trying to find the through line between a Moss Man and all these other guys. I'm not seeing the through line. I get they want something that isn't coral is all they really want, so they made Moss and called him a shrub or whatever his name is. So because when I first heard the name, I'm like, oh, is it gonna be a plant dude? How are they gonna do that? And then when they
Captain Dunder Mifflin Corin or something, I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
Corin?
I don't know, man. Like I told you, the visual of the sequence is great. All the visual effects, man, like the were really good. But this is the corny stuff that I like. If you look at the way we're gonna get to in a minute, but when you look how Katie Sackhoff's acting compared to this Pirate King, they're in two different fucking shows.
Yeah,
they're in two different shows, man, and it's not well. That's how her character is, and this is how another one is, bro. No, the tone is wildly different within a space of 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so that's weird.
That's
Jabba and his crew, as it existed in Return of the Jedi, is consistent in tone throughout the whole film. The special edition that shoves in a Yuzum and a weird jazz sequence is fucking wildly out of sync with that whole movie, and that's what I feel when I watch this. So I feel like the visual effects are doing one thing, Bo-Katan and the armors are doing one thing, but this Moss Man dude and this is a fucking another thing altogether. It's weird.
I mean, yeah, sometimes that stuff just works, and sometimes it does sit together in a strange way. Like Return of the Jedi, you have like Jabba's palace, and then all of a sudden, 15 minutes later, I don't know what you call the style that Luke and Vader are speaking in. It's like neo Shakespearean fucking dialogue or something. I don't know what it is, but it's bizarre, and I love it. But yeah, it's like or even like reconciling Jabba's Tatooine with A New Hope's Tatooine. Like it's there, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like it works, but it doesn't.
Right. One is clearly California, and the other one Arizona, and the other one's Tunisia. But
yeah, I don't even mean that. I mean like one is like the prairie homestead, and we're going into a Mexican bar. It's like all very derivative of like westerns, and you get the Jabba's palace, and it's like, what is this? Is like the Muppets on fucking a badass trip. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's a completely like different take on Tatooine. Things are burping, and it's about gluttony, and
but it's still gross and textured, and I'm not a fan of it, but I can look at it and go, well, this still feels and looks, grungy and messy, compared to again the special edition insert, which you're like, this is a separate soundstage shot 15 years later. That doesn't even the tone of the song. It's just wildly different. Yeah. Doesn't even you can go. Well, I love it, Rob. Well, great, man. Some people love fucking putting raisins in their
nobody says that. Nobody says they love Jedi Rock. That's not a thing.
You know damn well someone's gonna come right into that thing.
You know what I do love though? You know what I do love? I do love that the harmonies on the ladies' vocals. It's pretty good. The harmonies on the ladies' vocals are pretty good, but the lead vocals trash. It's like fuck off. Right. But yeah, I mean it's an experiment, and I do wish George would fuck with this experiment one more time, tone it down, bring it, or do a tone experiment on it. Let's just
leave it alone. I just want to just let it. Eddie want to get to it, and I'll have that when it's complete, and I'll be fine. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
So,
George
but
he won't do anymore.
Oh, we forgot to mention in the beginning of this show, the thing I thought worked really well was the space whales thing. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. This concept art is sort of distracting.
We forgot about that.
Which also. The space whales, like, I can't help but think of the other shows when they show up in that moment. And in Rebels, Ezra Bridger has a connection to those fuckers, and they're rare to see. Not something that you could just like. People aren't just flying around in space seeing that shit all the time. So
I never saw it, but I remember because I would watch Jedi Council, and I just remember when that came out, they were like fucking space whales. And it was 50-50. It's like Christian liked it, but Campia hated it. Like it's 50-50 for some folks. But I thought how this was executed was really well, and it sort of reminded me. You remember the animated film Prince of Egypt? Mm-hmm. There's a sequence in the Prince of Egypt when they part the waters and they're all going through it, and they're just going through at night, and then you can see like whales swimming behind the water. I thought that was really. It was very. I bet you Filoni was like, put in the whale.
There was a science fiction CGI movie that had space whales in it. Do you recall?
Treasure Planet?
I don't.
Oh no, you're talking about Fantasia 2000.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was a sequence where it's whales in space and Fantasia.
No, it wasn't a Disney movie. It was like a DreamWorks movie, I want to say.
Okay, man, I don't know, man. I can only give you obviously they didn't fucking invent it. They didn't invent it.
Yeah, no.
There was no space DreamWorks movie, man. There was maybe thinking Titan AE. Maybe it was in Titan AE.
I think it was Titan AE. I think it was Titan AE. I think that might have been it.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it looked good. And once again, like I might be my brain might be going crazy, but I felt like this first episode was dropping in little hints of the other shows that are coming.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's a dry cough, friend. Yeah, and you know, they kind of show themselves to Grogu. I think Din's asleep
Yeah,
when
he's
that
sleeping.
moment happens. He doesn't
Yeah.
even see him. So yeah, and like they're mentioned in Kenobi. Um, Bail Organa says he wanted to fly in space with them and stuff like that. Wanted to see them. There used to be people who would insist against the reason that they were in the Kessel Run of Solo: A Star Wars Story. They're completely not. People insisted on it. I asked a friend at ILM, and he's like, "Fucking crazy." It's like, yeah, I know. Um, but you know, I wonder if once again to go back to it, I wonder if we're gonna see all of this stuff connect into like Skeleton Crew. Do the whales play into like how the kids hyperspace out and stuff like that, or is they just on that ship? Are they kidnapped and all that stuff? But all of this stuff is going to start coming together really soon, and you can see it all right there. And
Do
it's
the
just nice.
space whales have mullets like the Mando kids? Just kidding.
No, they
My buddy
don't.
texts me right now. He goes, "Hey man, I could hear the sound of the helmet. It's really evident." I'm like, "All right, you fucking could hear it." Like maybe I was so fucking taken with his mullet sticking out that goddamn helmet that I was how ridiculous it looked. I didn't hear the fucking thing. Like,
Cassian said, nobody's listening. Sorry, I did yell that.
yeah, well,
But
it's ridiculous how small the helmet is compared to the size of his hair. It's ridiculous. Come on.
Jedi Mike says Ahsoka teases, Skeleton Crew teases, Acolyte Mystical tease. I'm gonna say Acolyte. No, I think Acolyte's like its own separate like thing. It's not in their purview. It's a different era and stuff like that. But on a side note, we'll talk about it more probably tomorrow. But some directors came out for Acolyte, and Acolyte is looking a lot more like it's not some kind of like young adult throwback kind of thing. It's looking more like it's more in the Andor wheelhouse. I'm not saying it will be Andor good necessarily. It doesn't mean that, but it sounds like it's going more in that really high like political thriller like genre based off of who they're hiring to like do it. It doesn't look like it's one of these Mando shows, you know, one of these action based shows. So, anyways, but yeah, so we had Purgles. They were flying around, being space whales, being little jerks, and then we got. Oh wait, if I could drag this up, I hate using
Disney
the trash.
Plus recommended Andor to me, so I don't know why you people because it recommends you like shit you probably would like. Like just letting you know. Like it ain't recommending me Rebels. Just letting you know. Like it
No,
never come up.
no, it's set. It's set. It's not based off of your taste or anything at this point. They actually said it right now.
It
It's
recommended
recommending
me Andor. I'm telling you what, and I just
Yeah,
watched it like an hour before that we started this. So
yeah, yeah. It did that. It did that to me both times as well. Like it's throwing Andor out, and then as somebody who doesn't follow all the bullshit, you know, who just like watches the shows or whatever, Rob, the Mandalorian castle setup was pretty clear, right? When she's like, "That's a Mandalorian castle," like,
yeah, like he literally says that's a Mandalorian.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it
Rick
wasn't
Goley, that's a Mandalorian castle.
the whole castle's a
The
castle.
whole castle's a castle. I think. Look, the design of this is cool. I think the thing we could take away from this episode is Mandos like to just sit around a lot in their armor and do jack shit. It's almost like they're on universal basic income in Mandos. They can just not
Oh
do
no,
much.
that's actually a toilet. She's
She's
taking a deuce, and he's like walks in.
Whoosh. When he walks out, we should add the Al Bundy whoosh
Oof.
to the.
Yeah. That this has been like, you know, for a while we were like, where the fuck is this? You know, we thought it was like we thought she was on like the remnants of a building or something on Mandalore for a while. I still haven't looked into it, but like the scenes where we see like the window and stuff with the rain on the outside, it's probably the same place, but I wonder if it is.
I just hope she's not there the whole season, like whining to herself. Like,
no.
you know what I mean? Look, there's always a chance, Jason, they can get real stupid.
No. Tomorrow,
prepare yourself. Okay.
Tomorrow we're gonna tell you guys some stuff, and no. Nope, not at all. Don't
So the
worry about
acting
that.
I thought in this scene was great. The gist of the dialogue is stuff we already knew. I just
Yeah.
like with not like we knew and the characters didn't. Both these characters have already know this stuff. They've already said all this stuff. I
Well,
don't know, man. Like
what was new was that her homies, Sasha Banks and Axe Woves, they've both taken off.
okay,
They're out there being
you got me there.
marauders, and
Right.
she doesn't have the dark saber, so no one will listen to her. And we didn't know we knew she wanted the saber last season, but we didn't know exactly how important it was, especially if you weren't like a Rebels Clone Wars person. You were like, who cares? Okay, she doesn't have it. And so now we've learned what the social consequence of not having that is, I guess. But we leave this episode without any real like atonement between the characters or any direction between them. He's like, well, I'm going, and she's like, bye, bitch. So but like I said, this scenario is last a very short time in the series, so don't worry about that. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine next week. We're all fine here. How are you?
Look, this is still action figure Star Wars. So like, if people are like, I thought the dialogue was a little, like, I only complain about it when it's out of tone with its own tone. Like the pirate captain to me is out of tone with what they're trying to do in this series. It feels like it's something else. But
that's
all
why the
this is
prequels
pretty normal. Like
that's why the prequels don't bother me. It's the consistency of that. You know what I mean? No,
yeah, but
I'm serious.
I hate them. I just can't stand that. No, they're right. It's consistent with what it's doing. Since the whole movie's like that, it ain't for me. I don't need to sit through this. So.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sell you.
If the whole series was this pirate captain, I'd be like, you tell me how it is, man. I'm not watching this. I'm out.
I want to know what happens when he poops. Does he poop like seeds?
Hemp seeds. Shell hemp seeds. You ever put hemp seeds in your salad?
Oh, it probably looks like a bag of weed. Like it's probably just like all like clumpy.
It's probably like rabbits. You know when rabbits drop.
Oh, pellets.
Yeah,
he's got. Think
pellets.
He shits pellets.
Yeah.
Pine cones, maybe. Think he grabs pine cones.
How rough. How rough.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So we get more of a setup in this last scene than I think it seems like at first. But weird ending. The episode is a ton of season exposition. Like I would rather they have shown 2 episodes, but I think like I said last night, I think it's because of Disney Plus needing that 8 weeks of guaranteed subscription time from the Star Wars audience for sure. I think that's why they aren't doing it, and I don't blame them considering what their situation is.
Look, man. But here's the thing: if they're like, well, these shows cost $25 million to make an episode, I'm probably not, but let's say that's the number because they were giving that weird numbers. Well, look, if you're trying to make $2 billion a year, spend an extra $25 million to blow everyone away the first episode to get everyone on board. Like you can't have it both ways. If you want the big money, then you're gonna have to throw down some spectacular shit. And this is fun, but I'm telling you, like if you don't know, if you're a normie and you don't know all these little inside Easter eggs, then this plays very similar to like I'm not saying it's like Thor 2, but when Marvel would make a movie that's just filled with a bunch of things that's going to pay off 6 movies later.
Yeah.
Like, and so you got to be consistent with that argument. If you don't like it there, but you're fine with it here, then just say I'm a hypocritical nitwit, but like, I don't care. If it's Star Wars can do it, but that's what it's doing. So like, I guarantee you, I got to get my haircut today. They're not going to know what fucking space whales mean. They're not going to know what any of that shit does. They're watching the episode and they know the Mando stuff. And so there's just a lot of things that are paying off later. If that's the case, then make a full hour-long episode where you can end on something that's not corny space pirates.
Yeah.
And
but next week, people are going to be happy.
Well, good. Because I give this like a B-, and for me, it would have been an A if them space pirates weren't in it at all. Like it took it down a full letter grade for me, dude. You know,
Man,
like gotta
I
say.
loved, I liked it. Like I had the
No,
exact opposite.
I don't want none of it. I don't want none of it. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I liked the pirate. He was cool.
No,
I
I
thought
don't
he was
like it.
cool. I
Sorry.
thought it was weird. So I'm like,
Sorry.
but we'll see how I feel about him. You know, if he's like a major character and he keeps coming back and it like doesn't get better because like that's my only thing about him is if I was just to be critical, like with Hondo Anaka as a pirate, that character, he's what's his name from Fantasy Island, and so he immediately just like the whole personality is there in a second. You get him like right away, and it just works, clicks after that. And this guy right here, I don't really have a vibe from him other than he just seems like a mad pirate, you know. Justin says every episode should be Last of Us episode length. You know, like there's Andor, and I think Andor is more Last of Us like kind of drama kind of thing. This isn't really a drama, so I don't really see what doing it. I mean, they could give us 4 episodes and make it Last of Us length, but I don't really think it would really pay off. Last of Us is set in the real world. They're able to like repurpose stuff. It's a completely different beast. So I don't think it translates, man. Personally, I don't think that's very feasible. We would just have a bunch of like conversations taking more time, and that would just be like wasting time to pad it out.
You want to hear a controversial opinion?
Sure.
I don't even care about The Last of Us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not interested in watching another Lone Wolf and Cub show meets the road. Like I'm just not interested in it, you know? Like I know there's a 200-hour video games I could go play if I want that. Like, and I don't. Like I'm just not. It's not my thing, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not up for it. Like I got plenty of Lone Wolf and Cub going on, so I get making Star Wars is harder. But like
Thanks.
it's really weird when like we're rolling out a red carpet premiere for a Mando episode. We're inviting all the journalists to come see, and you're like, "Did you see the reference to the space whales?" I'm like, "This is what you dragged everyone out for?" like just play low key and surprise folks, but don't try to make it like it's an event and then also be like, "But we're on a budget and we only got so much and we got to like just it's weird. It's conflicting to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's conflicting.
Yeah, I not to go too far on The Last of Us, but I liked the show, but I am completely over zombies.
Right.
And so the element of it is not interesting to me at all.
Yeah.
And
I'm not over killer robots trying to terminate me because when that little IG-88's scrapping along, I'm like, fuck, it still creeps me out. Like, it still, when endoskeleton robots try to murder me, it still creeps me out. You know?
yeah. That was terrifying. But
That's how I sit when I play video games. I got only so the helmet. I got my schnauzer right there. He's just like right there. Yeah, like all right.
yeah, yeah. the concept art is good though. I like it.
Yeah, all the concept art was great. You know,
Mhm.
I think the snapping turtle would have been cooler, but killing a turtles probably didn't play well, so they killing an alligator for some reason seems.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know why. I feel bad for the gator. Oh, I was trying. What was the gator doing? The gator didn't do anything wrong.
I think this was a better opener than season 1, but not as good as season 2's. I think season 2's is still like my favorite opener, but this one does more for the season probably than what season 2's opener did for season 2.
And the music was all right, serviceable, but it's definitely it's missing something that the previous composers brought.
I couldn't. I didn't sense
I know
anything
you
off
couldn't.
at all.
I know.
No,
You
no,
like
no.
it.
I mean, I just felt like it. Like I don't really think that. I don't think Ludwig is bad. I think his actual like themes are actually good. After that, though, I feel like it's fucking pretty standard TV fucking shit.
Yeah, I disagree. But
You know, it's like
yeah, I disagree.
I could hold a fucking synthesizer out with one finger. And
Great,
go,
do a
"I'm
whole thing. I'd
amazing."
love to see it, but you know.
Oh, I could. Oh, don't. I'll fucking. I'll fucking film you when you're sleeping and score it and put it on the internet.
All right.
But
I believe that.
well, that guy was scoring shit in this show, and people didn't even know it for a long time. So
Sure,
this is what it
sure.
is.
But
you know?
I thought the music. I don't know. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not horrible. But it's. I mean, compared to look, really compared to the Andor music, it's
Andor music is the best music
yeah.
by far. And yeah, so yeah, and or those are compositions, my opinion. The other music is that too. But I will say when I rewatched Mando this last week, certain things did pop out to me that didn't like. Grogu's theme really only becomes apparent when you've seen it a lot of times. And then I appreciate it, but it didn't really the first times I ever watched it, I didn't know like, oh, that's Grogu's theme. It just seemed like little tiny cute music, you know. But I also don't listen to classical music for fun because I'm fucking cool as shit. And I like doing cool stuff.
You're
and
still
having
trying to
cool
impress your
adventures.
dad. It's so sad, Jason.
No, wait, my dad likes Metallica.
I know, but you ever since you got the Batman score and you didn't get the soundtrack and your dad was let down, it's still back there. It's affected you.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I feel bad for you.
It's true. Did you know that if you take the CD single to Bat Dance and you put it in a PC, like a slideshow will open up with poems and shit? No, it's true. I learned this like 1999. I bought like a bunch of like CDs, and one of them was a CD single to Bat Dance, and I was like, "What the fuck? They were doing this then? This was like 1990, like one of the earliest CDs. You know what I mean? It's probably like one of the oldest
We
CDs
had
around.
Compton's Encyclopedia at school at that time, which was CD-ROMs with. So, but yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go buy the single off eBay and try this. And I swear to God, if it costs me $40 and doesn't work, I'm gonna be pissed off.
No, you
Like,
could get it for like $3. You could get it for like
Okay.
$3 if you just like play your cards right. And yeah, I was wondering if it was Prince who like put that together or not, you know, or if it's just some random promo shit. But well, Rob, you got any final thoughts? Now that we're about the hour mark here.
It's fine, man. Like, it's cool. I'll probably wait for the second episode before I let
Yeah,
the wifey watch it because she'll,
yeah. Second episode's fucking
yeah,
gonna be rad.
yeah. But they got to stop with the pirate voices, and I don't know, like it's really you keep going down that path. I get very, very afraid,
Yeah.
very afraid. Also, I do want to mention really quickly. So they showed this Peter Pan trailer yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and the director of the Green Knight's doing
I'm
it.
Peter Pan. Mm-hmm.
And what a colossal waste of his talent. Just fucking wasting it. I know he did Pete's Dragon and shit, which whatever, but it's like
Yeah.
should have gave that guy a budget.
No,
and Kenobi
I
and
like that
time.
guy.
Like,
I like Green Knight. Like everybody else, I like Green Knight. But that Pete's Dragon movie fucking sucks.
yeah. I
That
just
Pete's Dragon movie is fucking
and
boring.
this Peter Pan shit looks stupid. Just a waste of a dude's talent. Just saying.
Yeah.
What a
He should've-
sad day for Rob.
Yeah, they should have given him Willow, and
Or Willow, yeah.
they should have given him and Taika Willow. Him and Taika should have teamed up and done Willow together. That would have made it good. That would have brought in the comedy and the mystical and the right balance, and it would have been great if they like each other.
Yeah.
You
Can
know
we
what I mean?
stop
If they
with
could get
Peter
along.
Pan, by the way? Can we stop? Really?
Well, I when I saw that came out, I was like, I know Rob's gonna rage about it, and then I was gonna tell Rob that's some Chapek shit, and he's gone now, so don't worry. I don't think they're gonna be spending money on that kind of garbage at that level again. But then again, maybe it'll magically be good. You know, maybe it'll randomly be really good, and it doesn't seem like it. But I won't watch it to find out anyway, so I don't care.
I tell you, based on what I saw.
Yeah, trash. Yeah.
And then when they're like, "Oh, we got to make the Disney Plus pay," must stop paying for that shit.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
like if you just fucking doubled down on like DuckTales series and like building out the Saturday morning universe stuff and just put, man, these are a bunch of motherfuckers who aren't real fans of shit. They're just checking off tick boxes on what they think will sell. I'm telling you, and they're like, we'll get the new Peter Pan and we'll get the new Pinocchio. And it's fucking just a waste, just throwing away money.
Yeah.
You're better off taking that money and just putting it all into fucking Kenobi and rolling on one thing than that fucking shit. Like, serious, because it's just a waste of time and effort and it for shit no one's gonna watch twice. It's so dumb. It's bummer.
Junior Jingle says Electric Chair is great too, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Prince soundtrack to Batman.
Oh,
Electric
okay.
Chair.
All right, electric chair. Okay,
Yeah.
I was because we had the Bo-Katan in her chair. I'm like, that was an electric. She was sitting in an electric chair. Like,
Yeah, hey,
it's confused. Sorry.
yeah. She seems like she would be into that weird kind of stuff, though.
You know, dude, that Prince album's cool. It's just not a Batman thing. It's a Prince thing. Like,
um, so I looked into that CD single, trying to find like out answers. You know, trying to find some like answers to the Prince CD single thing I was talking about that I meant to tell you about, that I did tell you about now. And one thing that I learned in my searches is that the original idea, I didn't know this, that they wanted to do 2 CDs soundtracks that would be, or like together, but one would be Michael Jackson doing Batman and Prince doing Joker. And then, but Michael Jackson was a little bitch and he couldn't fucking get it together. He knew he was going to be outclassed by Prince. So he fucking said, I can't do it in time. I'm on the bad tour.
to be fair, Prince was trying to set him up for failure.
Yeah, but that would have been fucking rad, because you know they both would have had to have like stepped it up even further. You know what I mean? In the competition at the time.
It is sad. I'm all for putting environmentalism into your artwork. I'm all for it. But when Michael Jackson just went 100% that and stopped really even trying to make songs, and it's like, well, then you're not reaching anybody because no one's listening, you know? Yeah. And he went too far down that path, you know? Like he could have...
I hang out with children because the environmental footprint is smaller. I'm Peter Pan. I'm Peter Pan.
See, again, just to stop with the Peter Pan. After Hook, we're done. We're done. It's over.
Listen, you didn't get the role in Hook, bud. Time to move on. You're not Jar Jar either.
He wasn't a good villain in that fucking movie. Was that Chippendale movie we had to sit through? Like,
you ever seen Chippendales?
There's a Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie on Disney Plus that has a great villain, but what a colossal waste of time that was too. So and they're trying. They were trying on a budget, but
I was gonna troll you with this idea at one point, but I decided not to. And I was gonna double down that I really believe firmly that I don't believe this, but that I was gonna act like I believed that if Michael Jackson had lived, James Cameron and Michael Jackson would definitely have teamed up for Captain EO the feature. And it would have been really good and better than Avatar.
No, Taika would have teamed up with him for Captain EO. I am shocked that Cameron hasn't gotten Schwarzenegger into Avatar films. Like, that's got to happen, right? Like, he's got to sneak him in there. We got 3 other films, right?
I think Arnold's just busy fucking maids and stuff. And
doing nothing. No, he's making stuff. He's in Fubar. If you can believe that. It's another True Lies like show.
I am shooting ropes in you. Now cleaning it up. So I guess that's what's probably happening instead of Avatar. So I mean, do you really want Arnold around that cast? I think he'd get them all pregnant, to be honest with you.
Like, if he could get Jake Sully pregnant, I'll watch that movie.
Yeah. But he would probably come on set and he's all Sigourney is pregnant. This is just like Junior, and he'd just walk out.
Well, I just want him to be. He should be Quaritch's dad, right? So like Quaritch has to deal with his kid, and Arnold shows up and he has to deal with his Quaritch. Yeah. He's this racist, militaristic.
Your dad was
redneck
weak and small.
Yeah, you're puny. You're nothing, little Quaritch. I told you I'd be back. You suck. You know, there's just endless Arnold. There's a way this thing could go downhill quick, like a whole bunch of Arnold clones and
it's
shit.
It's a true lie.
Yeah. All right, we've done enough, man.
We've done it. All right, everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
Wishlist Berserk Boy. Twitter.com/Berserk Boy game. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you guys, are you able to see how many people wishlist it?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys wishlist Berserk Boy, there'll be something extra tomorrow. Something extra. So
I'm gonna go wishlist it. I don't even wishlist my own game. I gotta
if Rob comes and he says nobody wishlisted, I'll take the fucking day off.
I'm the idiot who doesn't vote for myself when I should, and I miss by 1 vote. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't vote for me.
You got to do it Trump style. Vote for yourself. You know. Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna go cough my brains out now. See everybody tomorrow. Bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.